Don't worry about it. You good.
He will not regard. He will not regard the love of women.
That's
Right.
right.
So, and then he says something very key to us knowing where this antichrist is going to come, where the person is going to be in this position going to come from. He said he will not regard the God of his fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the Bible says that a person, the God of your fathers, anytime that the Lord was talking and referred in scripture to the God of their fathers, what creed of people was he talking about?
He talking about the tribe of Dan.
Well, right. And he's talking about the tribe of Dan, and he's also talking to, which means that the Antichrist will apparently be a Jew. And so,
Now,
first of
hold
all,
on now.
wait,
Hold on.
no, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish.
Okay, go ahead, finish. Go
My
ahead,
wife,
finish.
my wife said, "Well, how can you figure that?" I said, "Because the Bible is consistent in how it talks about things. So if it's consistent in how it talks
Mm-hmm.
about things, it would never
That's
talk
right.
about an Arab not regarding the God of his fathers. Why? Because God don't care nothing about what the Muslims do. In fact, when Daniel was writing this, Islam wasn't even,
That's right.
it
That's
wasn't even a
right.
practice. So we got to consider where are the euphemisms that mean certain things in the scripture. And remember, scripture is consistent. I said, but how else would you get the Jewish people to adhere to what a person is standing up in front of them saying? Especially at the time it's going to be happening when the whole world has been coming against them. It's got to be somebody from the inside. Or they ain't gonna listen to a Negro stand up in front of them. They ain't gonna be listening to.
Hold on now.
Go
I
ahead.
know who he.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm gonna tell you who it is.
You gonna tell me who it is?
I'm gonna tell you who I think it is
You a bad mother son.
because I did some research.
Okay.
You heard the name. You heard the name Harari, right?
Okay.
The World Economic Forum.
Yeah.
Guess what his family? Guess what his family is descendants of?
The tribe of Dan. Is he a Jew?
No, not necessarily the tribe of Dan, but the area of Dan,
So
the
he's
northern part of Israel in the area of Dan. That's where his family is descended of. Guess what else he is?
what?
He's gay and atheist. He's
See,
homosexual and atheist.
he got a lot of money, don't he?
There you go. There
See,
you go.
Daniel explained it, man. And when I read it out to the church, they're like, "Really, man?" And some other people, out in the community argue with me about it. I said, "Listen, the God of your fathers or the God of his fathers in the scripture only refers to Jewish people. Only. Period."
That's right. Only. Ted, you said something?
Really, really good.
Yeah, LA was good on some stuff there.
I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but I think Steve Quayle or somebody big just
Oh man.
recently thought that Jared Kushner might be the Antichrist and Alman Ben Salman might be the false prophet. Interesting.
Because
Ah,
Dan does not show up at the end in the 12 tribes for the sealed blessings in Revelation. So in Revelation, it's in Revelation 7 for the sealed for the blessing.
that's right.
Number
That's
one,
right.
yeah,
Who are they
number one is
replaced by?
that's right.
Ephraim.
Number one is Judah. Number two is Reuben, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. Dan does not, because Dan has committed evil. He has apostated from the people from his people, and I'm telling you, boy, kung fu. What'd you say that man's
That's
name is
right.
again? Hakeem. What'd you say his name is?
His name is Harari. Harari is his last name. I can't remember his first name.
Talk to me, Ted.
Yeah, he's big on transhumanism.
Oh
Yep,
my,
he's Jewish, gay, and atheist.
oh my,
Yep.
dude, you guys are kidding me, brother. I listen, man. I'm telling you, I'm so
Well,
overwhelmed
no,
with
because they
studying
haven't really
stuff.
said anything about him. He was
He was what?
supposed. He's been supposed to replace Klaus Schwab He was supposed to replace him at the World Economic Forum.
Klaus Schwab. Okay, so Harari. Let me. I
Yeah,
guess I spelled it mother skunter like
there
Ferrari, right?
you go. Something
Got
that's it. Noah Harari. That's right.
got it, brother. I'm looking right at him now. Oh man, you got boy. Y'all gonna make me be up all night.
I'm sorry, bro, and I gotta go to work.
I
No, no, that's not
don't,
it.
I don't like I don't like Ted no more, man. But listen, because I did.
We're gonna go ahead and exit him off.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm
click
just
the button, man. Click the button. No, I yeah, I get to see you in full screen now, brother. Um, I don't know where I missed this guy. But
I'm
man,
gonna tell you.
trying to keep up with certain people, like like your boy that owns Facebook. He grew up a Jew. He's a Jew,
Hold
right?
on. I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna give you another possibility.
Okay.
The other possibility is Jared Kushner. His family grew up in the northern part of the kingdom of Israel, in the Assyrian area. His family is descendants of there too. And guess who brokered the deal for the 8 countries that we have treaties with now for peace around Israel? He did it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, everything's coming together. We just need to be watchful, right, Ted? We need to be watchful. Pay attention.
What,
That's
what's
name.
what's our boy's name that owned Meta Facebook? What's his name?
Oh,
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. He a Jew.
Yeah, yeah.
But guess what? Hold
What?
on now. Hold on. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get. Hold on. I'm trying to get.
Man said I've been under a rock.
Hold on. Yeah, man. I didn't know you didn't know about Harari. I am trying to get Billy Crone on the show. Billy Crone is a pastor in Las Vegas. He goes to World Prophecy conferences. He just wrote a book on AI and how it lines up with the 10 kings, the 10 horns, the 10 kings or the 10 rulers, and how everything that Trump is doing is aligning with that. He even has a map of the 10 areas of the world for these 10 rulers. And he believes they're all tech giants. Hmm. That's right. That's right. And I told Kevin, I was like, we got to get him on because when I told Kevin, I believe Trump don't know he's doing it, but he's basically lining everything up for the Antichrist. Mm. Or we could have talked to him personally because we could call him up. Hey, I need you on my show. I believe what you believe. That type of thing. Um. Oh, in Kentucky, man, my boss, he loves Prairie Stone. He loves Prairie Stone, and he be talking to me about him. I was like, I really don't listen to his stuff, and I guess because he don't attend any of the conferences. You talk about prophecy, but you won't go to any of the conferences and give your outlook. You keep everything to yourself, and that's not how believers should be. Hmm. That's right. share. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's why I went back live. That's why I went back live. I was like, ain't no reason for us to just be talking and not record it. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, the stuff that like you saying and the stuff that Ted's saying and I'm saying, we're like, I'm like, I don't if I want to repost this, you know what I'm saying? Because prophecy is a third of the Bible. And if we don't, and when you neglect a third of the Bible, that means you're a third, you're a third of God's knowledge lacking. You're lacking a third of God's wisdom. You're lacking a third of God's insight. He put everything in them 66 books for a reason. It would have been there for a reason. Mhm. I got you. That's it. He got to be atheist too. Don't leave out atheist because he says he got to be an atheist. Yeah. Hmm. I just popped in the popping politics. Let them know we in here having a theological man, man, bro. Listen, I, when I left church, actually when I went to church this morning, I went to go see my wife, and we I put that earbud in her ear, and we did praise and worship for about 30, 35 minutes before I left to go to church because it was communion Sunday. And I get to church. I had memorized this that I wrote down this morning. I couldn't sleep all night. Listen, I had a football game last night. We played a game last night, and we won 22-6. I drove from here to Dublin to the track. Remember, I told you I was going to the racetrack? Went to the track, did loudest exhaust, and then from the track, I drove to Macon to the football game. And then after the football game, I drove all the way back home. I got home just before 1 o'clock. Because I didn't get to play much in the game, all the stuff that I took for energy, I was wide awake. I'm wide awake. I can't sleep. So I'm on the computer downloading videos, like the videos that I played, before Bill got on. And then when he did get on, I'm downloading those videos and preparing them for this show because my uncle told me about this yesterday. But I can't sleep. And then early in the morning, I get up and whatnot. I go make me some eggs. And Ali is on my phone and he's saying this. He's saying this. And I added the second part. I was like, okay, I hear that. What people don't know is Muhammad Ali birth name, he was named after the greatest Southern abolitionist in the United States, Cassius Clay. Cassius, Cassius Clay, Cassius Clay was a white man who hated slavery. When his parents died, he freed all the slaves, and then he ran around making people get rid of their slaves. Cassius Clay was a fighter. Cassius Clay was shot multiple times. He been stabbed multiple times. He killed more people with his bare hands than he did with his gun. Cassius, that's right. Cassius Clay, you could say, was the baddest man on the planet. He died of old age. Ain't nobody could kill him. He died. He was like 91, 92 years old when he died of old age. His Muhammad Ali parents named him after the greatest abolitionist in Kentucky. Cassius Clay from Kentucky, Ali from Kentucky. They named him after this man. Muhammad Ali, when asked why did you change your name, he said because he was a white man. No, his parents told him when he got into boxing. When Ali got into boxing, his parents told him, "We named you after the greatest abolitionist, slavery abolitionist in Kentucky." To them, it was in Kentucky. But when you hear his real story, if you ever get to hear his real story, man, this dude like John Wick. I'm just saying. They said he like John Wick. And when my grandmother named my father after her oldest brother. Her oldest brother's name was Carol Dixon. She named my father Carol Jackson. My grandmother's oldest brother protected the whole family. And so she wanted her oldest son to be named to had the name Carol because she knew she was gonna have more kids. My father had a brother and a sister, and that's it. When my mother got pregnant with me, she named me, and she even told the doctors, I know who the daddy is. His name Carol Jackson. That's gonna be his name, Carol Jackson. As a kid with the name Carol Jackson, you get made fun of. Uh, and then I had a lazy eye. That was like compounded. I still have the lazy eye. The only reason why I never went to get my eye. Well, I tried to get it fixed when I was in the Navy, and it didn't work. But I went through the operation, and I was around some of my football buddies, and it was like, why are you trying to fix your eye? I don't know, maybe because I want to see straight. I want to have I want my eyes to be straight. They would be like, and this is what they told me. They was like, bro, remember in practice when you hit the double move on the cornerback and he broke his fibula. I was like, yeah, I remember that. And the ambulance came and got him and everything. We in the Navy now. They looked at me and they said, he said to us, I didn't know which way he was going because I was watching his eyes. I'm telling you the truth, brother. I'm telling you the truth. They was like, don't do nothing with it. So the next season, I tried out for quarterback. When I tried out for quarterback, they was like, they was like, okay, you can throw the ball a little bit. but you got that dual threat thing going. Mind you, this is 1994. Randall Cunningham is the baddest thing in the NFL at the time, right? And he's a dual threat. So one game, they knew we were playing Garrison. It's an army. It's their army. We up at Fort Meade, NSA, right? So the coach come to me and says, "Man, I'm putting you at the quarterback." I was like, "What's up? You got 6'3", Jason Campbell looking dude right here. He the starter." He was like, he was like, "Nah, he can't run like you." I was like, "Okay, okay." So they planned for me basically. They blitzed every play. They blitzed every play. And I ran over to the sideline. The coach was like, "You all right?" I was like, "I'm all right. I know what they're doing." The defense got us 2 touchdowns. We went into overtime. I got over to the sideline. I told the line, I was like, "All I need is 2 seconds." We in overtime. I said, "All I need is 2 seconds. We're going to do a tight end delay. It's going to be a touchdown." They tired. I'm pumping them up. They're tired. They've been blitzing the whole game. I threw a pick in the game. I overthrew my receiver. He was wide open. He looked up, and the safety picked the ball off because I overthrew him. I was like, "I got this. I got this." So we run the play, tight end delay. This look, we get after the game over. They was like, "Man, we thought we was watching a slow motion video. Why it take you so long to throw the ball?" But we won. Next week we had Air Force. He said, "I want you to play quarterback." Nah, man, just start to bring me in. If our quarterback cannot move the ball against their defense, then bring me in. I want them to think that he's starting, so they won't prepare for me. Because I played receiver and running back too when I wasn't playing wide out. So we get to the we playing second half come, we winning. The coach like, "Man, I want to run up the score. They beat us 3 years in a row. I want to run the score for them." I was like, "Okay." So I throw a bomb, touchdown. I was like, I get behind the court, I get back there. I'm like, trips left, quarterback keeper. They looked at me. I was like, "Bro, I need y'all to block. I'm not gonna be doing a bunch of juke moves. Block somebody." It's like, we got you, Jack. We got you. I did the quarterback's keeper. It was like 50, 60 yards. Touchdown. The last person that I juked was the linebacker. When I ran to him and I made a move, they said he got down on one knee as I ran around him and I scored, right? So the game is over with and everything like that. And and I'm talking to my father and my uncle Scotty. I got my son there. He seen me, and my nephew, and my uncle Scotty was like, "The Redskins scouts was out here." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, they was out here. They was about to leave after y'all broke the guy's leg that that they came to see." I was like, "Are you for real?" "Yeah, they seen you catch a touchdown. They seen you ran for a touchdown. They seen you throw a touchdown." I was like, "For real?" I was five at this point in time in the military. I'm 5'7", 145 pounds. That's how big I was. And so to right now today, I'm 5'9", 190 pounds. Do you know when I left NSA and I went to my next ship, I grew 2 inches. We were underway. We're underway. We pulling. Where was we at? We were in Spain. I have duty where I have the quarterdeck duty, so I have to stand up on the quarterdeck. Because I'm a petty officer, I get to carry the 45 and all that stuff. I go to put my uniform on, and I'm like, "What is this?" The sleeves are 2 inches too short. I got bell when it ain't just bell bottoms, it's hot water bell bottoms. I couldn't even fit my dress shoes that I have to wear. I wear when I put on my dress uniform. I couldn't even fit them. I went from a size 9 to a 10.5 shoe. I was like, wait a minute, I've been wearing boondocks. And that's when Doc was like, you were stretching the boondocks. But you don't wear the core frames every day. You don't wear your dress pants, you don't wear your dress stuff every day. So it didn't look like you grew until you had to put them on. My mom, my mom got all my dress uniforms. My mom was like, I want you to wear your dress uniforms for me and your daddy wedding. I was like, Mom, I can't fit none of that stuff. And the whole time, this on my last ship, we pulled into Israel twice. We pulled into Egypt. We pulled into Turkey. We pulled into Ukraine, Romania, um, Italy, Saudi Arabia. I'm seeing all of these places that's in the Bible. I'm putting my feet, stepping foot on these places that are in the Bible. And I mean, I'm 26 years old. I know the Bible at this time, but I didn't know the significance of me being in these places at that time until 20 years later, and I'm talking to people about the Bible and these regions that I've stepped foot on, and they're like I had one kid say, he said to me, this was like 8 years ago. He said to me, "What continent is Israel on?" Everybody, everybody yelled out Africa, and I was like, "They're really not on a continent." And the guy was like, "They're actually on the continent of Asia. The piece of land that they're on is Asia Minor." And that's when it hit me. I was like, man, I've been there. The land that they're on is connected to Africa and Asia, but it's called Asia Minor. So when they say Jesus black, I'd be like, nah, he Asian. They'd be like, no, he ain't. I was like, where's Bethlehem? Bethlehem ain't in Africa. Oh man, especially these Hebrew Israelites. And you know how I know them? When they don't say Jesus, they just keep saying Yeshua, Yeshua, Yeshua. I'm like, okay, he one of them. She one of them. Man, listen. And then they harp on Deuteronomy 28. They believe every holiday is is of the occult. And I'm like, I did a series on, and if you go to Bill Federer's page, the American Minute, he has a section on there where he proves Jesus Christ was actually born on December the 25th. And you want to know how you actually can prove that? The conception of John the Baptist. In order to prove what month that Jesus Christ was born on, you must know the month that John the Baptist was conceived in. And so you have to go back to David when he created the duties for the priests, separating them into 24 different it's 12 tribes. Each tribe have two sects of priests. John the Baptist's father is of the lineage of Abida, and he's supposed to go. His time in service is the 8th week. So the 8th week is when he goes to the temple to light incense and pray. The 8th week, when Zechariah was in the temple and he seen the angel Gabriel that told him he was going to have a son, is the last week of September. And some theologians have pinpointed it down to September the 23rd of, of John the Baptist's conception. Once we know when John the Baptist was conceived, what happened 6 months later? That's right. 6 months later is March, the end of March. What's 9 months after the end? If Mary is impregnated by the Holy Spirit at the last week of March, nine, the 9 months later is what? Right? Mhm.
Named was actually in the position of where September is. I mean, where August is.
Hold on, hold on, hold
And they
on.
said, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I said, so what does Deci mean? When we get to December, what does Deci mean? Well, they said, well, somebody was smart enough that actually that I was talking to say, well, 10. I said, well, what month is where 10 is now? They said, well, October. I said, well, back December up 2 years. I mean, 2 months. What do you have? Where's December at now? Well, December would be where October is if you back it up, which is still during harvest.
Harvest. That's right.
I said, so now
But
when you go doing the history of the study of the calendars, if we in the Gregorian calendar put December 25th as Jesus' birthday, how come that's inaccurate? Why would that be inaccurate? Because it would still be October during the harvest time. So now we change the calendar. We move December to the 12th month instead of being the 10th month, which is what Deci means. We move October to the 10th month, which is you know which means 8, but we move it to the 10th month. So we back it all up, which actually then, if we have March that we consider the month of the new beginnings of everything, if you back March back up, it will be where our January sits right now. I said, so why not? I said, and that's still 9 months from March to
December.
so now the calendar shifts from March going from month number 1 to number 2, number 3. October goes from number 8, octave, right? 8, 9, 10, and then December shifts 2 months. Y'all arguing about a mute point. And so then what you just gave was just so spot on, because here's March, God makes everything new. Springtime comes in, all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. But if we shift that calendar back like it was supposed to be, Octai is 8. It should be where August is. December is Desai is 10. It needs to be back there where October is, which would put Jesus at born still where people say he was born.
Now check this out, Pastor. Check this out.
Okay,
I
talk to me.
like that. Oh shoot, I'm about to cancel myself. In the Hebrew calendar, right? The, the leap year has a 13th month. But during this time, there is no 13th month. And the Hebrew, remember, you're talking about agrarian calendar. We're talking about the Hebrew calendar, right? Tishri, Tishri is the last 2 weeks of September, the first 2 weeks of October. That's the Hebrew, that's that Hebrew month. That's all you need to know right there. Remember, that's that's it. The last week of the second week of Tishri, which is the week, that uh, Zechariah had to go to the temple, light incense, and do his prayer, do his priestly duties, is when he spoke to Gabriel and he said, "You will have a son." Think about, I mean, you just clarified the agrarian calendar for everybody, and now we're talking about the Hebrew calendar, and everything lines up. Jesus Christ is born. He's born on December the 25th. And guess what? The church fathers celebrated his birthday as December the 25th. They never, before then, there was no celebration of birthdays. There was no celebration of birthdays. But because of Jesus Christ, now we celebrate everybody's birthday. You muted. Speak up. And you're not on the screen. You all right? He's saying something because Ted, I see him, but this is I can't hear him. You can hear him, but I can't hear him. He just muted himself. Then he unmuted himself. Go ahead, Ted. Even though we can't see you. Okay. You can see him. I can't see nothing. Let me see something.
That
There
was
you
that was language that the first century the people then understood, that the festival of lights, and Jesus is the light of the world. So they, to us it's veiled, but to them it was quite obvious that was talking about Jesus came into the world. On the calendar, whenever they celebrate the festival of lights.
That's right. That's right. Now, here's another thing. Think about this. I want y'all to think about this. If Jesus was conceived the last week of March, and then he's crucified in the same, on pretty much the same time frame, because that
Mhm.
is around the time frame of the Passover. You ever thought about that? That's why I got my towel.
Think about this: the two angels on the oh golly, the Ark of the Covenant.
Right, right.
that the presence of God would show up between the angels.
That's right. That's right.
And then on the resurrection, who was at the head and foot of the grave when Jesus was no longer there? That's another parallel.
Mm, those two same angels, or that
Um,
one angel. Yeah, you're right.
it's amazing, all the things we don't see. And one of the biggest things that I had a preacher preach on a few months ago is, we think of when Jesus two times drove out the money changers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't realize that was a miracle, the equivalent of Samson and the bone of the donkey killing people,
Mm-hmm.
because the temple area was quite large. And there's 300 temple guards, and it says no one opposed him. I mean, that was literally another miracle, and it wasn't
Mm,
a few animals; it was acres and
right.
acres of them. I
That's
mean,
right.
just pass over that and don't realize, there's so many things like that in the Bible that we just read and it goes, "Phew."
Over your head. That's you're right. Think about this. Think about this. Now that you bring that up, right? People were bringing their own sacrifices to the temple, and as they came into the temple, the money changers were telling them, "Oh, that sacrifice ain't good enough.
Right.
You can buy this one right here for." Where does that happen today?
Jesus taught us to be a lot of things, but I don't think you really comprehend, what the Savior said. I said, now if you read in John chapter 2, the Bible says this, because somebody tried to argue me and said, well, Jesus never got physical and never got rough, and it was something I was supporting concerning what we had to do concerning war and some other things.
Right, right,
And,
right.
how I would deal with somebody coming into our church, trying to interrupt the service. I was like, it just is not going to
There
happen.
you go.
I'm that
There
kind
you
of
go.
pastor. I'm gonna help y'all understand. There was a hood in my life one time. So, you know, um, and so he says, and he found in the temple those, he found in the temple those who sold oxen and sheep and doves. And he says, and when he had made a whip of cords, this is John chapter 2, verse 15, says, when he had made a whip of cords, he drove them all out of the temple. Who he talking about them? The people. Then he said, because then it says, comma,
That's right.
with the sheep and the oxen. So who you think got part of that whip too? Jesus didn't sit there and make that whip to show him to put on display his fantabulous braiding skills. He made that whip to use it. God ain't never created nothing he was going to use. So when he made that whip, somebody had to feel that.
That's right.
Because it said he
Mm.
drove them out. When a horse coming into that home stretch, that mother scooter got that little stick or that whip, and he whipping that horse. He is driving that
That's right.
horse.
That's right.
And when those people left that temple, Jesus was putting something
That's
on
right.
it for us. Y'all better recognize and read the scripture. In John chapter 2, it gives the detail.
Yep.
Then he tells his
That's right.
disciples right before
That's
he get
right.
ready to go into the jail at the end when he's being, taken in. He said, now sell your garments and buy swords. So Christians, we got to wake up. We have to wake
Mhm.
up. Yes, 2A all day, baby. Let's do it. Y'all better get your weapons. He made our hands to with our hands to war and our fingers to battle, the Bible says. Isn't that what the scripture verse says? Hey man,
Mhm.
hey, y'all better quit acting like who do you think the military needs to be full of? I'm sorry, I'm reminded of King David, a man after God's own heart.
That's
He
right.
went
That's
undefeated
right.
in war for 40 years.
Yep.
Yes. 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 Listen, I look, I people tell me they you know that's the one thing they like to bring up
I know.
about 2A. Well, what about Jesus? And I go straight to the scripture. Well, in Matthew and in Luke, he tell his disciples to go get daggers. Sell your cloak, go get a dagger.
You
And,
can be
and
naked, but you better have a weapon.
right. And here's another thing: God don't like cowards.
No, sir.
He don't like cowards. So think about this: you're a believer. You're a believer. You have a whole family, wife, couple of kids, dog. Somebody breaking your house, and their intentions is to kill everybody and take what's valuable.
Right.
God will, and I tell people this all the time. Like I tell my brother Denzel, used to be a gangbanger, drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
He has one, but he never take it with him. He got a food truck.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never take it with him.
Mm.
However, it's at the house, and I give him that. But sometimes God will have people in place. He'll have people in place
Mm.
that when the devil show up and his minions, oh, so and so Marine just killed 3 people trying to rob the local grocery store.
The right.
I'm gonna have to go, brothers. It's been great talking to y'all. I could sit here all night.
I know, brother. Thank you for coming on, Ted.
All
I,
right, love
I
y'all.
love you too, brother. Peace.
All right. See you, Ted. Cold Blue will keep you up all night. You got to be careful.
Listen, when it comes down to the Bible, man, you like me. We can talk about this all night.
Man, I'm telling you, I got a close friend. We used to be up so late, man. It was ridiculous. And you want to know something? That was at a time when the learning curve of my life with the Bible was it was just straight up. I mean,
Wow.
it didn't plateau at all. I mean, every time it seemed like, I mean, every hour of the day, man. I mean, almost every minute I was learning something of the Bible. It was, learning scripture. The Bible says in Psalm 144, who trains my hands for war and my fingers to battle. And
What?
that's in the New King James, but in the 1611 King James, in Psalm 144 and 1, said, "Blessed be the Lord, my strength, who teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight."
Come
You
on
know,
now.
so the Lord is teaching us if we'll pay attention. But see,
And think about that. That's David. David, God told David, I can't let you build a temple. You a man of war. I can let your son build a temple,
yeah,
but I can't let you build a temple.
yeah,
Now think about this. President Trump avoided the military. He's slew-footed. I give him that.
yeah, he is.
You know, I give him that. And then, but his brother served. Okay, but it took. I'm gonna tell you what happened,
Tell me
Pastor.
what.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. His first 4 years, he let them help him pick all the people around him, and all they did was lie to him and deceive him and do this and that with him. Guess what? Guess what?
What?
He waited 4 years and then he started learning who's who and who's what.
Okay.
And then when he ran again, think about this. Think about this, Pastor. We got an open primary, and the leading candidate don't go to none of the goddamn debates.
What
He
was
don't-
that?
President Trump don't show up to none of the debates.
Okay.
2024. He don't got to. He don't have to. And he looking at people like Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr.,
Uh huh.
people who are disillusioned with their own party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then he's looking at people that's not a part of the swamp. So he go to Fox and grab Pete.
Yes, sir.
He go grab Pete, and everybody like, wait a minute, he ain't seasoned enough. Man, he doing workouts with Marines. He more than seasoned enough.
Brother, yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, if he have to, he'll go put the uniform back on and go out on the front lines like a George Washington would.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm with Pete. You know, the guys say to me now, they be like, "Old school, how old are you?" I'm like 55. 55, and you run like that? I was like, you lucky I ain't 25. I smoke everybody out here. Nah, come on, you. I ran a 4.140. I played a touch football game, church touch football game. Daryl Green came to my uncle's church, Covenant Life, and he gave his testimony. He brought all the DBs with him. I'm 17 years old. My brother's 15 years old. We playing a pickup touch game. Daryl Green couldn't catch me when I ran to the end zone.
I bet he couldn't.
I was like, I was slow in middle school, junior high school. I was slow. And I was upset. My father, third fastest man in DC coming out of high school. I'm quick, but I'm slow. So for like the first 10 yards, I can run with the best of them.
Yeah.
Then they gonna run away from me. There's a hill in front of my house, and I start running it. And I start running it.
Yeah.
And I was running it all the time. And by the time when I got into high school, when I got to Blue,
Yeah.
I'm in gym class, and I guess the gym teacher is either the track coach, the football coach, or the basketball coach,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So one of the guys who played on the football team, he came back. Man, I ran a 5.250. I was like, wait a minute, that's kind of fast. So Ira was the fastest person on the Blue football team,
Uh-huh.
and some of my friends was speedy too. Kevin Wiley, Tony Hill. I ran long distance because I was slow. And so 1 mile, 2 mile, this how I won bets. They were like, man, I'll smoke you. I was like, we running 1 mile. Okay. After 2 laps, they walking.
Yeah.
So now, Tony Hill was the one that told me. I'm 13, 14 years old. He's like, man, if you want to increase your speed, you even need to skip rope, because I box too. You got to skip rope, or you got to run hills.
Yes.
You
Run
got to
them hills.
strengthen the thighs.
Mm-hmm.
And I would, I get out there, and I'm out there with them, and the coach called, the bell rang. I ain't get to run. I moved all the way to Wheaton, Montgomery County, Maryland. And I had 2 gym classes. My first gym class was weightlifting. Mind you, I'm 5'7", 125 pounds. I wrestle.
Okay.
So, and then my second gym class was with the football team. So I was doing everything with the football team. And you know what the coach had me doing?
What's that?
Everybody that was overweight and out of shape, he had me working with them.
Wow.
So one day he throw the football out there and we playing football. We do the kickoff, I catch the ball, I score a touchdown.
Okay.
They throw me a screen pass, I score a touchdown. A couple of days later in the week, the coach got everybody at the track, on the track, and like I said, part of the football team is in this class. One of his fastest players in the class. So apparently me and him end up lined up together.
Okay.
It was a 40-yard dash. I ran it. Instead of him saying to me, "You playing football next year?" No. He go to the track coach and says, "Man, I think it's a guy here. He can smoke everybody on your team."
Uh-huh.
I'm in art class. The track coach come to art class talking about some. I heard you can run like the wind. We got practice today at the school. I'm like, I don't want to run no track. I ran track at elementary school. My track days is over. I'm retired.
Yeah.
Man, look, my wife was on the track team. My first wife, she was on the track team. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and run track. And what he noticed was that I was quick, but I wasn't super fast.
Uh-huh.
So from 0 to 40, 0 to 50, I'm the fastest person out there. After that, anybody could probably come catch me if they got real speed.
Mm-hmm.
I ran a 10-5 split in the 100. So, but I was like, I'm not really trying to run track. My wife's father was the fastest man in DC before he joined the army.
Okay.
She was blazing fast, they said. I was like, she was what? And then I found out the story. Daddy had a Barracuda. And he ain't driving the speed limit, getting an accident, all the kids in the car, and damaged one of her knees.
Oh gosh.
From 7th grade to 9th grade, she was the fastest person on the track team.
Wow.
And she gets to high school. They was glad when she got to high school. She wasn't the same person.
Oh man.
I know, right? My son, I got nephews that are fast. I ain't know my son was fast until my nephew Steven said, "Man, when Vondale coming back, we playing football. Man, he fast." And so when he did decide to run track, he called me and says, "I'm running track." I was like, "All right." So I went and bought him some gear and everything like that. I only got to go see him one time, but I wanted him to play football. I play football. I love football. That's my game. And
But in football, speed kills, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, I
Yeah.
know, and I'm like, if I can get down to 175, oh my God, I know I'd be dangerous
Yeah.
because I still have the foot speed. I still have the speed. They even tell me, like in practice Wednesday, we doing punt return drills. We do, and I'm on the I'm blocking. I'm there blocking or whatever. The punter punts the ball, and I go. I beat everybody downfield because they all linemen, except for the guys on the end. We ain't had no guys on the end. They
Okay.
just want to make sure the linemen do what they supposed to do. Guy gets the ball, and I'm there. And Keyshawn like, how this old man keep getting?
Yeah.
He is always there. And I used to say to him, I says, listen, the play is not over until the whistle blow. And
That's right.
I used to tell the lineman, I was like, if the quarterback throw a pick, go make the tackle, go make the stop. They be like, man, this practice. I was like, whatever you do in practice, you do in the game.
That's right, and that's the truth, man. The way you practice is the way you be in the game. You know, man, when I was coming along in junior high, I was a baseball player all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Dad played 5 or 6 years of semi-pro baseball, and
Man.
so I grew up being able to watch dad. And by age 6, I'm playing baseball. So I come through junior high, and in Garner, North Carolina, man, we had our junior high team and our high school teams were just, North Garner Junior High and Garner Senior High School, baseball was just the world. And our summer league team, we had enough people in junior high at the same age that in summer league we had like I want to say 12 to 16 teams
Wow.
in one town. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, every boy played baseball, so you
Mm.
know, having tryouts at the school, and believe it or not, a lot of guys wouldn't try out at school, but there was still enough to where the coach could make a good cut. Boy, if he could have an A team and a B team, he would be like a Golden Glove. So I got cut, man, both years.
What?
Yes, I got cut both years in junior high, and I had lickety split speed. This stuff was pretty good. I love to run. I've loved to learn to run all my life. So when I got cut from the baseball team, Coach Harris, which his name was Greg Harris, Coach Harris, who had previously a few years ahead of them been a camp counselor when I was coming out of elementary school, going to a place down here called Camp Seagull, connected to the YMCA.
Okay.
So, I have him for my English teacher, right? And no, oh, it was history. History, I think it was history teacher. And he says, he said, man, how would you like to run track? He had a crazy nickname for me, like chocolate bar or something crazy like that we had at camp. And I could call him Greg at camp, but at school I had to call him Mr. Harris. He had to call me
Right, right,
David.
right, right,
When we
right.
talked personally, and he said, chocolate bar, check it out, man. How would you like to run track? He said, I remember when just 3 or 4 years ago when you were still, you were pretty
Mhm.
quick. But man, he got me, he got us out there. And I'm telling you what, our track team, junior high, ninth grade, went undefeated. Here's the thing, when you start talking about those hills, I didn't know what Mr. Harris's obsession was with those hills.
Okay.
But we ran hills like to kill.
Mm-hmm.
We take the bus one day during practice and drive all the way to a neighboring town called Cary, which is basically we were almost right in Cary behind the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. And
Okay.
there was a hill, man. This hill must have been almost a half mile long by the time you got to the top of it. I mean, just crazy. It wasn't, mountain hill, but it's pretty steep. So on a road called Trinity Road, and we
Wow.
get on that hill, and we drove the bus 20 minutes across town to then run that hill. We went undefeated. We had three of the fastest guys you almost could say the state. So there was
Mhm.
a guy named uh, Danny Peebles who went to the NFL. He wound up playing for Miami, I think. Danny
Okay.
Peebles, unbelievable, man. And he was a rocket. We get to high school, and so on the junior high team was this guy in my age in my grade named Tony Blaylock.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Blaylock was the only man to ever outrun Danny Peebles in 100
Mm.
out of high school. Now I'm just 2 steps behind Blaylock in my speed.
Wow.
Anyway, long short, Blaylock ends up going to Cleveland. Danny Peebles seems to still have this bigger name. You know how that happens with athletes sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Willie Gault is making this play when Willie Gault was playing for so Tony went to Cleveland first, then he went to San Diego. So
With there.
Willie Gault is playing for the Raiders at this
Really
time.
go? Is this after the Bears?
This was after the Bears, I think.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
Willie is down, and man, you see him going in, and you see him looking back for the ball. And the quarterback is laying the ball out. I mean, he lays it out. Willie Gault is there. Tony's playing corner. He played running back in high school. He's playing
Okay.
corner. And I was telling my wife then, which was now my ex-wife, but my wife then, I was like, y'all don't understand how fast Tony is, man. I'm trying to tell you. I had a 4.340 in 11th grade. Tony was squashing me with like a 4.1. He was a 4.1 like you were. Man, when Willie got laid out for that pass, and I mean, that's how I'm telling you how fast Willie had to be running because he had to get the ball. The quarterback led him with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Laid out to catch the pass. Tony's hands was laying in his hands.
Wow.
It was phenomenal. I said, yeah, I graduated with that mother schedule. And as quick as I was, I had the stolen base record at my school.
Really?
In baseball in high school. I made the team in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a team in high school and I loved running. But I can look back now when you talk about those hills, I was like, Mr. Harris, thank you for being in my life. Because where I seemed to be, I was on the opposite end of you. I had good mid-range on out.
Okay.
My out the hole speed was terrible. You seem to have come out the hole good before you started doing the hill. But after Mr. Harris got through with my tail, man, yes, sir, brother. I could haul the groceries. My nickname, Lickety Kid Quick, Lickety Split on the baseball team stuck. Then I'm sure somebody probably done broke the record by now. But the thing I love to do was just run. I had a coach from an opposing team tell me one night when I got on like my third or fourth time up on base for the night, then I got ready to steal. He told his pitcher, he said, I don't care what he does. You throw back over here 10 times and try to get him. And so I got about the 6th or 7th time, dusting myself off. He said, boy, you got more lies than a cat. And so I said, this time if he tried to throw this way, I said, I'm still in second base because he was at the first base,
Right.
I said, this time if he throw this way, I said, watch what happens. I said, you're going to see my shirt tail. I'm talking trash to their coach. Man, the guy goes into the stretch and he looks over and I saw him jump the turn. I hit it. I hit the deck. Stood up, dusted myself off. I turned back to his coach. I said, meow. Look, he shook my hand and gave me a hug after the game. He said, man, I don't even know what to do with you. I said, one thing you do, just tell your pitcher to throw to the catcher because I'm going to take second and third when I get the first. I said, that's why I'm the leadoff batter. So nobody's in front of me at the first time I come up to get at the game so I can steal bases. Coach doesn't give me a signal. I said, when you're looking over there to see a signal, what did you see? He said, I didn't see anything. I said, I got the green light, man.
Hit it down third base line, get on base.
Man, when I said meow, I looked back at him, and I knew his pitcher had a weak pickoff move, a weak turn to second, so I knew he wasn't even going to try it. By the time the ball hit the mid, I was sliding into third, dusting myself off. I said, meow. It was great.
Bro, do you know my grandfather played in the Negro League. He played with Josh Gibson.
Wow.
My grandfather loved baseball. So naturally, my father played baseball. My father had a scholarship to go to Cheney State to play baseball. But
Wow.
the Vietnam War broke out. And since he had a brother, he had to go.
Dang.
My father played baseball in the Army. My father he's a first baseman and he's a left fielder because he's left-handed.
Uh-huh.
I used to watch my father. He played softball, then and whatnot. I used to watch my father do a whole split on first base just to get somebody out.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, my gosh.
My father my father was my hero, basically.
Yeah, mine too, man.
My dad told me, when I got of age and understanding, he's like, man, I tried out for the Orioles. First time I tried out, they wanted to send me to the farm league because he's a contact hitter. My grandfather taught him how to hit anything.
Yes.
He wasn't gonna hit you no home runs.
Right.
You get on base.
That's exactly what I would do, man. The only home run I ever hit in my life, even including my 2 years of semi-pro ball, went foul.
Wow. And
Yep.
so my father, he said the second year I went and tried out for the Orioles, they had drafted a home run hitter. They knew I could hit anything thrown near the plate.
Right.
Problem was they got a home run hitter who plays first base. His name is Eddie Murray.
Oh.
And so at that point in time, my father just gave up. He just played softball. And my grandfather, when I lived with my when I was living with my father, I never get to go see him play except for when he played football. Because football was on the weekends and whatnot. And I remember watching him play touch. My father caught a pass and raced down the sideline for a touchdown, and I was screaming and hollering and jumping up and down. And one of his teammates came over. He was like, "Who that was?" I was like, "That's my daddy." How old is he? 50.
Wow.
My father wasn't 50 at the time. My father was like 20, 25, 26.
You said 50.
So I'm going to fast forward it for you. So we finished practicing. I'm at Fort Meade. We finished football practice. They played full contact 8-man tackle football. So the Marines played with us, and we played with the Marines because we didn't have as many people as the Army and Air Force had at NSA. And then you had Walter Reed
Uh-huh.
that had their whole team also, and they would come to Fort Meade to play. And so we finished with practice, and we played Marines against the Navy. And since my father was Army, he played with the Marines.
Wow.
And so I told them, I said, "Listen, I know he look old to you, but he can still run." It's like, "Okay, I know that's your dad. Okay, okay." Because my father was still playing softball too.
Okay.
Okay. They throw the ball in his direction. He picked the ball and run it back for a touchdown. They was like, "How old is your father?" I was like, "He's 47."
Somehow he's almost catching up with 50 like he was 20
Yeah.
years ago, right?
And so this is the story. And I wrote it. I wrote a short story about it. I got it in one of these composition books. When I was 3, my brother was 1. My father went up and we was watching Ballou High School practice. I'm on the sideline watching the practice. He got my brother in his arms. He got Carlos in his arms. So we watching, and then all of a sudden the play comes our way. Remember, we're on the sideline.
Okay.
He tried to grab me, but I moved away, trying to get away from because they was coming this way. He said they all just piled up on you, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I'm about to get killed." Because I'm underneath this pile of kids, teenagers.
Yeah.
The teenagers pick me up and dust me off and whatnot. And I walk back over to my father and I look up at him and he was like, this is what he told me. He's like, "You didn't cry or nothing. You got right back on the sideline in the same position and and watched practice for the rest of the practice."
Wow, man.
He said, and then when I started playing Little League, he came to me. He says, "I knew you wasn't gonna play baseball after you got ran over at that practice."
That was it, man.
That was it.
That was your calling card.
I'm 3 years old and I get run over by a whole bunch, and they had on pads. I don't have on nothing. I'm just there.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, look, I'm thinking the same thing about my son, right?
Mm-hmm.
My son climbs. We had a house then in DC. It's a row house. my then ex-wife, her father owned the house. My son climbed all the way up the basement steps and get all the way up to the top. And he's smiling at me, I'm smiling at him. And then all of a sudden he falls all the way back down the steps.
Ah,
And I race to the steps and his butt is hitting every step. And then me and his mama run downstairs, and because of the fate, because he didn't cry once he got to the bottom, he
mhm.
cried once we got there.
That's it. That's it.
I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, he gonna be tough. He gonna play football. My son played 1 year little league football.
And then what?
Nothing. He ain't do nothing. You know what my son does now? My son is a music producer. He's a
Okay.
he's a Christian. He does a lot of Christian stuff. When COVID hit, he was in the works of remastering all Shirley Caesar's music. Him and his group, they were going to remaster all her music, and then COVID hit.
Wow.
My daughter last Monday dropped her new single. My daughter's a Christian rap artist.
Wow. So, dude, dude, you wouldn't. I'm telling you, you wouldn't. Now, my son was basketball. He didn't do any music, but as far as our families go, so
Mm-hmm.
my youngest brother, all four of me and all three of my siblings were all musicians. I'm a trumpet
Really?
player, classical and jazz, and then whatever else. Of course, you get lit and everything, but my main focus was classical and jazz, and then of course gospel. And then my sister's a violinist.
Wow.
My next brother is a lead guitarist, and my baby brother is a percussionist, keyboardist, and bass guitar. But my dad used to always fuss because I mean, we it's just such a diverse.
Y'all just made a whole bunch of noise in the house. Okay.
I mean, we was just a diverse age range. Is that you know he says I doggone it, I could be filthy rich. Joe Jackson up there rich, and I got all this talent sitting there. None of my kids are playing together as a group. Because from sixth grade on, man, I was first trombone. Never took any private lessons. It was just a gift of God. No private lessons. First trombone player all the way throughout. I think 1 year marching band, my ninth grade year, because we had such a superstar lineup of trombones in my high school
That's
that were seniors. When I was a freshman, I had to play second and third trombone part in marching band. The next year, I was back on first trombone and marching band. But in class band, I was still first trombone. So a
awesome.
jazz band, you just kind of move around. You play whatever. Time for solo though, they'll call you for your solo. You're on that first part. But
Wow.
that was crazy, man. But my baby brother, my middle brother didn't do anything athletic. Of course, my sister didn't. But I was a baseball player. My baby brother loved football, and then mostly started concentrating on basketball. Remember Raymond Felton
Yep.
and those
Yep.
guys at Carolina when they were at Carolina. And they
Mm-hmm.
wound up going down there. What was the big line? Sean May was the big.
Yep. I know it. Bro,
They wound up
if
going down to
they got football cards, I got them over here.
when they wound up going to the Charlotte Hornets playing basketball.
Right.
My brother knew them. My brother was producing a CD for Sean May's mother then. And
Wow.
all those guys had played against my brother around in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and was trying to
Mm.
get my brother to come on and do a tryout for the Charlotte Hornets. And he kept chickening out. I was like, Adam, man, these guys are calling for you all the time. But he had some of that opportunity. Man, this dude was an electric point guard. Unbelievable. He played against Tracy McGrady in high school because my youngest brother
Wow.
went to a private school. He was just that much younger than me, right? He's 15
Mm-hmm.
years younger than me. And they went over to Mount Zion over there in Durham. And my brother, his team lost the game because Mount Zion was just unbelievable. But he put 26 points, 12 assists, I
Mm.
think, and I don't know, 3 or 4 steals on Mount Zion with Tracy McGrady on. I mean, my brother could play ball, man, but he just he had this thing where he could just get right to the pinnacle of when it's time for him to take those skills on a national level and drop it. The only thing wouldn't back down on was his music. So he produced some gospel music artists. You know, we've seen him play concerts. He's got a couple of CDs out. If you look at Get Rich and Die Trying with what's his name?
I know
50
you talking about.
My
I know
brother
you
would write, he would just write beats and people would buy them and play them. Well, 50
That's what
Cent,
my son does.
well, right. Like he did some stuff for Ludacris and all
He,
that. He
matter of
gets
fact,
that. And so my
as a
brother played
look,
bass guitar on one of the songs on Get Rich or Die Trying. I said, man, why? How come you didn't tell anybody this? Now I was a big rap fan for some of these guys, but I'm back in the day with LL Cool J, Run DMC, and all that. You know, after that, y'all can have that stuff.
Pastor.
I finally pulled up and saw my brother's name on the CD. I'm like, you fool, man! You ain't tell nobody in the family. He said, man, well, you know, it's just playing music.
Right. You know the song. You know the when I go out, I say, okay, I got to catch a flight, jet lag,
Yeah,
and they come on.
that's your thing.
That's my son's music.
Man, come on, man.
That's my son's music. My son did he did something with Ludacris.
Get
How
out of here.
he gonna charge me to buy beats, but I'm okay with it. I
I'd have
bought
beat my brother in the head if he had charged me.
if he charge you to do beats.
I'm like you. I'm the lead of the music in the family, and you gonna tell me
You gonna
you know what I'm
charge
saying?
me?
You wouldn't even pay me if it were for me. I'd beat him out.
But no. And so, like, I remember when they first, my daughter and my son, they first got into it, and my son says, I wrote a couple of beats for Ashley, and at this time we're talking about, oh man, Ashley and my son are 4 years apart, so
Okay.
we're talking about my son's 20, she's 24, right, and she's like, I've been doing this since this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking to myself, because I used to write. I used to write rhymes. I used to write rhymes in boot camp, on the ship,
What?
and I had a book. And I would always ask you, where my book at? Where my book
Wow.
at? What book you talking about? It's an accounting book.
Uh-huh.
And I wrote I don't know how many songs is in that book that I wrote. And so she was like, I'm a rapper. And the name of her song is uh, um, We Don't Need Them.
Wow.
Need them. And then the one that I really love is Black. She did that one 6 years ago. She got a whole video. It's on YouTube. Her stage name is Flo.
Okay.
And so I remember my son. I'm in DC, and they having a thing where you can people can come and play their music or whatever, showcase or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, he's there now. This is the crazy part. My cousin Zach Dixon, played for the Philadelphia Eagles on the '80s team, the one that went to the Super Bowl. They cut him before they went to the playoffs.
Okay.
He played for the Baltimore Colts when they were the Baltimore Colts.
Yeah.
He played for the Seattle Seahawks. He went to the Pro Bowl playing for the Seattle Seahawks. He's a special teamer
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. And one, when I got older, Zach Dixon was my hero.
Okay. Yeah.
He come to visit the house. I get up in the morning. I see this muscle bound dude laying on our couch, and I'm like, "Who is this?" And that's what my grandmother told me. Oh, that's your cousin Zach. He played for the Eagles.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, so he playing, and it's on TV. Boy, the Redskins lit him up. I'm just gonna say it. He caught the screen pass, and he got hit. I seen him do a flip. I was like, ooh, I hope he get up.
Oh God, that's bad when you got to look at a family member and say, "I hope he get
Look,
it."
look, this how much of a fan I was. He playing for Baltimore. It's a preseason game. The church, some of the church members got season tickets. Remember, I live in DC.
Okay.
Mr. Hill take all the Sunday school class to this preseason game, right? My cousin Zach played for the Colts. Every time he touched the ball, I'm jumping up, go, go, go. Mind you, we in DC. We in Redskins Stadium. People look at him. Mr. Hill's like, that's his cousin. Calm down. That's his.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, they were about to
So
stab you, boy.
what? And then, oh my goodness, when he got to Seattle, and I got a football card collection. Matter of fact, he signed his card that I when I got his actual Topps football card. He signed it for me, and I remember I was in my bedroom playing with my football cards, and my grandfather came in. Zach just scored a touchdown. What? I go out. I go back out in the living room. He done ran a kickoff back for a touchdown.
Oh, you missed it.
But it was a highlight. I seen the highlight.
Oh, okay, okay.
I got to see the highlight. And then in that game, that preseason game with the Colts, he scored a touchdown. So yeah, they wanted to chop my head off. Look, I'm 12 years old. I don't know no better. And
They got to respect the man.
and when he got married, he invited us to his wedding and everything. My grandmother is the youngest of 11 kids. So she was his aunt. You know, my grandma was his aunt. And he decided, he bought a house. He bought a house there in Maryland and whatnot. He decided he wanted to stay in the area.
Mm-hmm.
His son, Brock was a beast at Gaithersburg High School. He went to Temple, was a beast, and he got drafted by the Colts.
Wow.
No, he got drafted by the Eagles. He got drafted by the Eagles, got let go, went to the Colts,
Yeah.
and he got a Super Bowl ring and an AFC Championship ring with the Colts.
My man. Wow.
When Peyton Manning went to Denver, he called Brock. He was like, man, come. Because this Brock telling us, right? He telling me. He said, Peyton told me to come out there. I was like, man, I ain't trying to do that. So he went to Seattle. Remember, Seattle made it to the playoffs, like with an 8-8 record or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that team. He had 9 sacks that year.
Wow.
He didn't come back because, the next year they went to the Super Bowl and won. He could have got another ring if he'd have went back and played.
With Russell.
So, man, look, when I say my family is full of athletes, Medina Dixon is Zach's sister. She is an Old Dominion college legend. Medina Dixon played in 3 Olympians. She was the captain of the last Olympic team. When the Dream Team, 92,
Yeah.
she was the captain of the women's team. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you talking about, man.
Yeah, I know you know. Yeah, that's my cousin.
Yeah. Yes,
Yep.
I know who you talking about, Dixon.
Yeah, and they do a tournament in honor of her every year in Massachusetts because that's where they grew up at. They grew up in Boston, and so
Man.
I remember seeing her at the family reunion. I was like, "What happened to me?" She's 6'3", Zach 6'1", Brock 6'3".
Somehow you got left out, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, all my father's sons are taller than me.
Uh-huh.
I'm the shortest of my father's sons. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. I'm the oldest. I'm shorter than Carlos. I'm shorter than Charles. I'm shorter than Jermaine. I'm shorter than Chris. My and my brother Chris. My brother Chris is born the exact same day as mine. So
Wow.
I can never go a birthday and not recognize my birthday because his birthday is the same day as mine.
Wow.
And he is the splitting image of my father.
Wow.
He looks, when I say his baby pictures, everything, he looks just like my father, spit him out. I was like that for the first few years, and then I started to look like my mama.
Wow.
And now I look like my father's father and whatnot. Um, man, like when I say talent, like my nephew who stays with me now,
Yeah.
me and Mikey used to go to Anacostia Park to play basketball almost. I'm gonna say every weekend when everything was going good. We'll get to the court, and when they seen him, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we about to put together a dream team."
Uh-huh.
Mikey was a beast. I remember playing. I remember when I was at Fort Meade, the Bullets. Then they were the Bullets. Practice on the base.
Okay.
They practiced on the base, and I used to tell Mikey, man, get your aunt to bring you up here. He was like, in what? I was like, your aunt's my wife. She has my car. Tell her to bring you up here. I remember we was in Hampton. He's 16 years old. He's 16 years old. We in Hampton. We go to Fort Houston to the court, to the gym.
Uh-huh.
We finally get on. I'm talking trash. I was like, man, I ain't leaving this court till it. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. They laughing and giggling and whatever. I'm 25 years old. Me and
He's so silly.
me and Mike. But do you? I never knew how demoralizing a dunk was until I seen him dunk.
Yeah.
I throwed him off the backboard. Boom! The whole team wanted to quit.
Yeah, man.
When I say the whole team wanted to quit, they gone. Who up next? Next team come up. He get a steal. He coming down. He do the Kobe through the leg. He only 6'1", 16 years old.
Ah, wow.
Boom! When I say he can touch the top of the backboard, he can touch the top of the backboard. He 40. Mikey is 46 right now. He says he's like I can still dunk, and
Hey,
he's 6'1".
hey, I saw Spud Webb get out and dunk not too long ago in sock feet.
That's right. I seen that too. Look, I took him at this time. I'm in my 30s. I took him to we went down to Norfolk, my old stomping grounds, you know, Little Creek, and he stepped on the court, and a dude just recognized him. Oh, that's little Anna right there.
Wow.
And
Wow.
my nephew is like, he know who I am. I was like, Mikey, I ain't even playing. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and watch y'all.
Yeah.
And
That's
he picked him up. Man, they won like 3 games in a row. He was like, Unc, you ready to go? I was like, nah, unless you ready to go, I ain't ready to go.
yeah.
He was that good. And one came to DC
Yeah.
and he went out there and whatnot. And that's when he told me, he was like, man, it's favoritism. He's like, they only go to cities like they know the ball players and whatnot.
hmm
I was like, but you know Hugh, which is Baby Shaq.
hmm
On and one,
Yeah.
Hugh and Mikey played together. He was trying to get Mikey on the and one team, or at least so they can play against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said Hugh didn't have no pull, bro. He was like, man, it was just I couldn't get the ball unless I stole the ball. I ain't get the ball.
Wow.
I was like, man. He's like, yeah, it's like that.
Wow.
But and I was like, at least you got a chance. He's like, yeah, he played semi-pro ball. He played with Roy Jones in there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
man.
my son used to after school he was in Morehead City, which is down right on the coast.
I know exactly what you talking about.
He played at West Carteret High School. He had a coach that wasn't interested in helping him get looked at by college coaches. But me and his mom kept him in travel ball. He wound up going ahead to go into the Air Force. He kind of, Coach Jamie Dixon was at Pittsburgh then and offered him a
Okay.
scholarship to play. So instead, he said, "Well, I want to grow up a little bit more." He said, "I really want to spend a year in the Air Force Reserve." So my son
Okay.
goes to the Air Force Reserve, and coach said, "Well, if you do that, I can hold your scholarship for a year." He says, "But after that, if you decide to stay in the Air Force, I have to, if you don't come back." And so my son made the decision to stay in the Air Force, and 3 4 years, I think he stayed 4 years, and
Mm.
wound up staying in. But while he was down in Morehead City, man, he got to practice with and one player. Remember Helicopter?
What,
He played with
bro?
him all the
I
time.
see all of them because when they came to DC, they came to run and shoot.
Yeah, I would call up. I knew I couldn't call down there to speak to him. At night after school, so to about 10 o'clock. I'm like, "Hey, boy, I know you've been in the gym. Who you play with now?" He said, "Well, man, it was just me and Helicopter. We worked on some drills and did some stuff." And the boy is just played all the time. And then, of course, when he would come into Raleigh, where I was, 2 hours the other way, 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, really. He played with my baby brother, and so he playing against PJ Tucker. He's playing against Tracy McGrady. He's going
Come
out.
on
I mean, all
now.
the guys when they come back into town, they all playing pickup ball. And my brother's with him. He played against Raymond Felton, Sean May. So my son was just, he was in there, man, and just he got to the Air Force and loved it. And Coach Dixon is now at TCU,
Okay, okay.
at Texas Christian, and Jeff Capel is up there coaching at Pittsburgh now. But that's where he was going to go. Is that your cousin right there?
That is my cousin,
There
Medina
you go.
Dixon.
Hey,
Oh
yo,
man.
I hate to tell you, but in the WNBA, she is one of my all-time favorite players. When you named her, I said, "Wait a minute, man, I know that name sounds familiar." And then when I said, "Wait a minute, Dixon," yeah,
Yep.
man, that girl right there can, son, she could like it. They talk about Cheryl Swoops
You
and all them, but when you talk
man.
about Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie, you got to put Dixon in the mix.
You
It just can't be
look.
right.
Listen, here's the thing. She coached at Old Dominion too. She went to Old Dominion, went back to coach. She got cancer and she passed away. But
What?
Medina, yeah, she passed away. That's why they do the tournament.
I thought I
But
had heard that about her one time,
yeah.
man.
And look, they went to the funeral. Look at this. When they all went to the funeral, right? My Uncle Kevin, I'm gonna tell you something about Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin could have went. Kevin could have made the Olympic team in 1980 if Jimmy Carter would not have boycotted the Olympics.
Kevin.
Kevin's
Uncle
a
Kevin.
Kevin's a swimmer. All his kids swim.
What?
Matter of fact, all the records that Michael Phelps don't have in the state of Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
his youngest son have. Warren. If Warren wasn't bipolar, Warren would have went to the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah. When I say, look, my aunt, she swam, her daughter swam. Uh, look, and look, my grandmother was like, swimming? Your granddaddy played baseball. I played, my grandmother was a catcher in softball.
Wow.
My grandma was a catcher in softball. Like, we play baseball around here. Swimming?
Wow.
Yup. My uncle at 4 years old. This is a story my grandmother told me. They told me they threw my son in the deep end of the pool, and he was down there for like 30 seconds, and then he came back. He came up, dog pedaling, and I was like, really? And basically, it was like the neighborhood trained my uncle, and then when my aunt's only 2 years younger than him.
Uh-huh.
So when my aunt started swimming, I was like, my aunt was more famous than he was because she was smoking everybody, every female swimmer. She was
Wow.
freestyle and backstroke. It's I went to the family reunion and they was like, who is the best athlete of the whole family? Right? They was talking like this. You got Raheem Brock there, Zach is there. My other cousin who was playing basketball at Columbia was there. My nephew Mikey was there. Mikey not even he married into the family. My brother Carlos was there. Um, Medina was there. My father was there. My uncle was there. And my cousin Valerie said, Little Curl is the most athletic person in the family. And
Wow.
they was like, how you gonna say that? And then I just interrupted her. Number one, none of y'all has ever gotten into a ring or on the mat. Number two, I ran track. I've played football, semi-pro football. I've played basketball overseas. Yeah, I swam. I My uncle was like, I could have got you to swim faster, but you was more into holding your breath longer than everybody than swimming.
Wow.
Look, when I was in the Navy, when because you have to take the swim test. I'm laughing at people. They can barely pass a swim test. So they looking at me. You got to jump off a 30-meter platform into the water because normally that's how high you are in the ocean. If you had to jump off the ship, you about 30 to 50 meters from the water.
Woo.
So I jump off the platform and in the water, right? You supposed to dog pedal for about 2-3 minutes and then swim to the end of the pool. I'm dog paddling, I'm dog paddling, I'm dog paddling. 3 or 4 people that already swam to the other end. I was like, what y'all got going on? I was like, oh, you was talking trash. We just wanted to see if you could really swim. Oh, okay. I'm laying out in the water, floating and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, you one of them guys. And then they was like, and they literally let, because my name Jackson, always going to be in the middle
Yeah.
of the alphabet.
Right.
They let everybody swim to the end, and then once they was done, I'm looking at them. Can I swim to the end now? I swim to the end of the pool. Now I am tired. I was floating for 35 minutes. I'm dog paddling. I'm doing everything to stay on top of the water, but I mean that's my family. My uncle swam. He
Yeah.
taught me how to swim. So, bam. Even if I got on a baseball field,
Yeah.
softball, baseball, I could play because my father taught me. My grandfather taught me. I remember my wife then, Ashley, we had the company picnic and we playing softball. And so my boss, he's like a ringer. That's what he did. He played softball all the time. He thought he was the greatest. So I get up to bat. They pitch the ball. I hit the ball. I can hit my wife. Oh my goodness, Barry Bonds. I clear all the bases. They was like, for real? I'm like, nah, this my daddy's sport. But they
Yeah.
taught me how to play it.
I mean, and that's and man, and honestly, that's the way it was. Your dad, your uncles,
Right.
cousins, they played sports. So, when I look back over my life, if I hadn't have tried to focus so much on baseball, I probably could have been a three sport person in high school, maybe four,
Mhm.
but three for sure. And the big three, as an adult, I played corporate league basketball. I got into a whole lot of the hot hoops 3-on-3 tournaments.
Okay,
We had
okay.
teams on them, and man, the way our team was set up with guys that had experience in college and high school, as far as that level, we were always they broke our 3-on-3 teams down in hot hoops and the Dixie Classic. They broke them down. NBA was the top team, and around here the ACC is the big conference. So
Right,
the
right.
big NBA level, and then there was the ACC level. So your NBA level usually had guys that had played 3 and 4 years of college. All four players on their team. You had to have a sub, so they let you have four players, and then
Mhm.
on the team on the level I was 1 or 2 year players in college, and a couple of you played all the way through high school. I was the only one that didn't even play basketball in high school that was always on my team, but I always had guys that played. Man, and I'm telling you
Wow.
what, when I played basketball, it was crazy. But I had again family members who had played basketball. And I was fading 3 pointers out of bounds. And I little did I know at that time. Now by the videos of what, because my favorite team was the Boston Celtics. So I love Larry Bird, right?
Oh man, I got
So, so as I'm a young adult and coming through in the early to mid '90s, I'm captain of the team at work. I'm playing these hot hoops. So I would tell guys. Now I'm knowing that now I know that Larry Bird used to do this stuff. I tell them, I say, when we throw the ball in bounds, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna get that ball. I'm gonna come off of the curl. I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna flash off of a pick. I'm gonna curl, catch the ball, and I'm gonna fade out of bounds shooting this 3 pointer. And now you watch video, Larry Bird used to do that, but I used to get guys hit and make them so mad. One dude, I kind of said, I'm going to catch this ball. I said, when they throw me the ball, I said, I'm going to do a nice little crossover, but I'm going to step back and hit this 3 pointer on you out in the corner. So the guy knew what I was going to do, man. And I jump up and I catch the ball. And when I went to do my little cross and step, when I hit the 3 pointer, he cussed and said, and I can't believe he moved me on my ankles like that in slow motion. It
mm.
wasn't even a quick move. It was just like a little dance. Whoop. And when I took the shot, he was still leaning this way, and he was falling out of the set. And I just faded out and hit the three. And when I would do a 3 pointer like that on, just to embarrass you, I would fall on my butt and watch the ball go through the rim. It was just something I love to do. But
Wow.
I think about that. I think about all the times of playing football, you know, in the big field in the neighborhood. We
Mm.
16, 17, no pads. I mean, we crashing each other. I got knocked unconscious.
That's
The
that's
concrete
that's
pipes
the
that go
old school. That's
like,
old school.
yeah, man. I mean, and don't let it be raining or snowing when we come home from school. And be like,
Woo!
meet at the football field. And I mean, we're up there, man. I got knocked unconscious. The big concrete drain pipes that
Are
go
you
up under the
serious?
driveway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I caught a pass. And most of the time I'm quarterbacker. But this particular day, somebody else quarterback and threw me a pass. I said, well, because I was a baseball player, so they love for me to shoot the ball, right? Shoo! So I said, nah, man, I don't want a quarterback. I want to do something else. So, man, my man threw a pass and it was high. And I went up to get that mother scuncher. And two of the guys in the neighborhood hit me and knocked me across a concrete pipe. Pow!
Mm.
And when I looked up, man, I saw like flashes of light. I mean, I was blacked out for a second. I know I did. And I saw flashes of light. I was trying to catch my breath. I said, oh my God. The guy said, oh man, King, we didn't know we were this close to the pipe because somebody had laid a couple of spare pipes in the ditch.
Okay, okay,
And they were
okay.
just laying in the ditch. So, man, when they hit me, I went out of bounds and fell across that pipe on my back, man. I'm just like, just knocked the wind out of me. And I mean, just literally blacked me out for a second. I got up, man, shook it off. I said, oh my God. I don't know if my ribs are broke or my spine. I
Mm.
looked up, I said, all right, what's the next play?
Mm.
Let's go. We were tough back then, man. We didn't care.
Look at here, man. Last night, it's still we still talking about last night. It ain't 12 midnight yet. So I've been practicing at center for about 4 or 5 months.
And I can't believe you still playing, man. Older you. I'm 59. I'm 59. You 55. I ain't been that long past 55. I know what you feeling.
Right.
I can't believe you still playing semi-pro football, man. But go ahead. Go ahead. Last night.
So look, I've been out like 4 years ago when I was playing with the Raiders. Matter of fact, I got that ring right here.
Oh man.
I was a starting center, right? I'm the starting center. I'm the starting center.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm the starting. Yeah, I'm the starting center for the Raiders, and I play. And at that time I was 220, so I had some weight on me and whatnot. But the thing was, I'm still over 50, but I have tricks up my sleeve when I hike that football.
I can't believe it, man.
And look, now listen now. We won the division and all that good stuff. And so this year, I was like, I done lost all this weight. I'm a little quicker, a little faster. I want to rock. I want to rock now. I want to rock now. They they like mm. the they create a whole they formed a new team and whatnot. It's called the Georgia Generals.
Okay.
I played with Jonas last year with the Outlaws. Him and T came together to form their own team. T been coach. T was coaching 5 years ago when I went out for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So so he knew I could center. He knew I could center the football.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm centering the ball and whatnot. I'm in practice. We had a scrimmage. We had a scrimmage. The offensive coordinator had the dude out there to center the ball. He hacked the ball 2 times. He said, "Old school, come out." That's me. I centered the ball. It was 7-on-7 at the time, and then we went 11-on-11.
Darn.
And the quarterback was like, "Man, leave old school at center." Now I got linemen next to me, like real linemen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hiking the ball throughout the whole scrimmage. I'm blocking, I'm doing what doing what a center's supposed to do. Right?
Right.
So you done seen me on the field blocking real defensive linemen, picking up blitzes and everything. We get out to the game. One guy been to one practice. He was the center last year. The other guy only been to one practice. He played guard, but he the backup center from last year.
Okay.
Now we are a mixture of like 3 teams. When they formed the team, a lot of teams left their old teams and came with us because they know he can coach, and they know the offensive coordinator can coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the quarterback that was there last night, George, we know George because we played against George.
Mm-hmm.
George will show up to a game late and bring his team back to win. He played for the Savannah Falcons. Right here.
Show up late.
So I knew who George was. George, I'm in practice. George's like, give me old school. I'm hiking the ball. I'm hiking the ball. Then the center from the team he played with last year came over.
Mm-hmm.
And the offensive coordinator know him too. So They let him play center. Well, shoot, he's 6'3", 280. I mean, okay. Yeah. I'm 5'9", 190 pounds. There's a total difference.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. T told him, I was like, Curl ain't even got to be ready and will snap the ball on the count. They was like, nah, it ain't like that. So we got two quarterbacks. The second quarterback is shorter than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we in practice, we doing a scrimmage, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, everything's on the clap, everything on the clap. I was like, okay. I'm not even ready. I hear the clap, I snap the football. He complete the play. It's like, ain't no way you just did that. Did what? You wasn't even ready. And you got the ball back into me. I was like, bro, I've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, I played center and flag football and touch. I never went to wide receiver. The reason why is they didn't expect the center to catch the football.
Wow. Yeah.
They never expected the center to catch the football. So, but yeah, so we get to the game and starting center get hurt. Instead of them calling me out on the field, they called everybody else that ain't even been to practice. So when the starting center was on the field, we scored 2 times back to back. Boom. Now you got the new centers on the field. We quarterback fumbling the ball because the center ain't getting it to him right.
Right.
You know, we stalling out. I was like, you stalling out because the quarterback got to get up closer just so he can get the ball from you. He can stay 5-7 yards back with me. I'm gonna make sure the ball dry. I keep a rag all the time.
Right.
You can. I was like, Tay, you came to me for the towel because you know I'm a center. I got everything I need to play this position. I'm
Right.
prepared. I ain't say nothing. You know what the coach did at the end of the game?
What?
He pulled me and said, Carl, stay next to me. He said, if they punt the ball, I'm putting you back on punt return. Boy, my eyes lit up.
Wow, man.
Bro, when I say my eyes lit up, I was like, bro, if I break one, they out of gas. Because that was my thing. Punt, kickoff, people used to fear me. It's like, is that 20 or 80 back there? It don't matter. That, they was like, man, stay in y'all lanes. He
Yeah.
coming. And the only reason why I tried to specialize in it is because of my cousin Zach, because that's what he played. He played kickoff return.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And here's the thing: his son made it onto the Colts playing special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Brock said, "I run down, lay people out," and that's how I ended up at defensive end and whatnot. He
Wow.
played defensive man. Now he doing movies. He
Wow.
doing, black exploitation movies, but he
Right.
wanted to get into acting, so I mean that's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I the reason why I play is because of my body. I noticed when my wife got sick and I didn't play, wasn't doing nothing. I was like, I felt sluggish. I was always in pain because I got arthritis in my hip from being stabbed in the military. But if I get to running, that pain go away.
Yeah.
When I get to running, the pain go away. We got practice Wednesday. I sent them a picture. I sent them a picture because they was like, you can't play running back unless you can read the plays. That's what they said to me. You got to be able to read the plays. You ain't playing. We not doing that.
Right.
I got them glasses on. Let me see where that camera at. You see them glasses? What in the world?
Yeah, if you
I
put
know
it.
what I gotta do.
Uh-huh.
I got the picture up there, but it just
I know, yeah, sometimes the camera gets real weird. I think it's trying to blend with your background instead of just
and
coming
that's
in.
what it is, that the background. But
Yeah,
yeah, I sent him a picture of me with my glasses on and that helmet, and
yeah.
I'm strapped up. I said, "Yeah, give me the. I want an armband. Actually, I got armbands. So
Hmm.
I want the plays. I'm gonna be able to read the plays. I look, and I told him, y'all better tell them sinners to come to practice because I ain't snapping the football no more.
Wow.
I I've been doing inclines on the treadmill.
Darn, man.
And the reason why I'm doing the inclines is so I can get my step back. I need to get the step back. I need to get it back. I did legs today. I um I maxed out on the leg press. I got up to like 650.
At
Yeah,
55,
yeah. Reps of 5. Yeah.
man, because I was doing, I was, once upon a time I used to be able to do 1100 on the leg press, but that was, I'm thinking 21, 20 and 21 and 22 years old. I had a 485 squat and a leg press. I would max the machine out of the leg press on leg day after doing all my squats and maxing at
Mhm.
45 just to show off, just to show these people at the work at the facility I was working at. I said, well, it's about time to go. Let me see what I can do over here on this leg press. I would just make them mad, and I push the 1100 up like 3 times, right? And then I get there, and then I would adjust my feet, and then do like 12 quick,
Toe
calf
raises,
calf
calf.
and the club, like everybody just had seen me working out, and they would come all around the machine when I get in that chair for that leg press. And I mean, there's like 18 people, standing around. I'm like,
Just watching.
yo, man, are y'all serious? They were like, dude, we know your leg workout is intense. They knew me by then. I've been at the place about a year. And I just had these fantastic legs. My bench press won't worth squat. My bench press maxed out at 235. I was so good at the bench press. And I mean, I work it, but my legs and my back was my gift. I mean, I could deadlift 1,100 pounds at 190 pounds as a 6'2", 190 pounds, but I could deadlift 1,100 pounds. I could leg press 1,100 pounds. It was crazy. But man, bench press. I mean, and I struggled with 235 on like max day. It was crazy.
Bro, listen, I'm 125 pounds. I'm in high school. And like I said, my gym class was weightlifting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. 11th grade. That's what I was taking weightlifting.
yeah, weightlifting. I'm at Crossing High School, right? And so I'm on the bench with everybody else. And as they going up, I'm going up. I'm doing them 3 times. I'm letting it down. They get up to like 225. I do it 3 times. I let it down. They go to 245. I do it 3 times and let it down.
Wow.
I wrestle now. I wrestle.
Yeah, yeah. You got some strength.
But here's the thing. I had been working out since I was 8 years old. I was doing push-ups, sit-ups, and running around the block since I was 7, 8 years old.
That's what kept you from getting 6 feet tall, mother scuds.
I probably was. So they go up to 250. I do the 250, and then I struggle at 220, 275. And they was like, "Are you for real? What? Ain't no way. You don't even look like you strong." I said, "It's called wiry.
Yeah,
I'm wiry."
yeah.
I get on the back machine like we doing the pull
Right.
for the
Yeah,
back machine,
yeah,
and they like, "What the flip?" And my back is still wide.
yeah, yeah.
So So and I boxed, so hit the bag made it even wider.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And I'm a Bruce Lee. I love Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
So I would do the Bruce Lee stance and flex my back, and people be like, God dang.
Yeah, man. I used
And
to
I'm
love to set
small.
my rats out there, son, and just pull
Yeah.
them out there.
And I was small, so they was loving it. I was like, yeah. I get to Wheaton, and when I was doing gym class with the football team, we lifting weights. Man, them dudes was pushing me. I got the 295 and whatnot one time, and they went berserk
Wow. Wow.
because
290.
I weighed 125 pounds and I was wrestling,
Gosh.
and so I get in the Navy. When I get in the Navy and whatnot, and the recruiter, he ain't lied to me. He just didn't tell me the everything. I get down to Norfolk. Is 1990. I was told if I find the Coach Hunter, if I can make it to the boxing team, I can get off this ship.
Wow.
they they was like, you got to go to Dam Neck to the base. So I go down there and I see the boxers. Julian Wheeler, ranked number 2 in the nation.
Wow.
Banks, ranked number 5 in the nation. They in 2 separate weight classes.
Hmm.
They had a dude named Hercules that was there. He was boxing middleweight, 160. It's like he don't look like he weighed 160. He was punishing professionals.
Wow.
Like pros would come to the gym to try to get a workout, and yeah, he was punishing them, Hercules. And so I show up there and whatnot, and he was like, "What you weigh? I don't know." So I'm shadow boxing for him. He puts me on the scale. Okay, you 135. He's like, if you lose weight, you can box 132, or you can stay at 135 and box 139. But I don't know if you want to box 139 because Julian Wheeler's brother boxed 139.
Oh gosh.
So Julian Wheeler's brother gets shipped out. The ship would not let him off, even though he's ranked number 3 in the nation at 139. Julian Wheeler is having a ball. He ranked number 2 in the nation. He goes to the armed forces tournament and just spanks everybody. He got a ticket to the Olympics, 1992.
Wow. He went with Jordan and them dream team.
What? Coach Hunter's like, I gotta see what you can do. So he put me in a couple of smokers. I win by knockout, but he got me boxing 139. And at one time, he had me boxing 147, welterweight.
Wow.
So I got the trophy. I got the base trophy right there behind me.
Okay.
Okay, so they have a base tournament. Everybody show up. All the Navy SEALs, because they're part of the squadron down there. All the Marines show up. You know, and this is what they tell me. Banks is like, man, don't act like you know what you're doing. I was like, why not? Cause then they'll disqualify you. I was like, okay. First fight, Navy SEAL. So I'm dancing around the ring. I'm throwing a couple of jabs. He hit me with like an 8-punch combination. I almost fell out the ring. But but I was on the move while he was hitting me.
Uh huh.
I get to the corner, Coach Hunter look at me, he's like, what you doing? Well, they told me not to act like, He's like, man, if you don't knock this dude out. I was like, okay. Second round, I come out. They said I look like Tommy Hearns. I'm like, you hit him with a two-piece, boom, boom. And then you stood over him as he fell like a sack of potatoes.
Good gracious.
I was like, for real? They was like, yeah. Next fight, another Navy SEAL. This guy's a kickboxer. I'm like, wait a minute. He not gonna throw no kicks or nothing like that, right? They was like, don't worry about it. He's already been, talked about that. So we get in the ring, first round, we trading jabs or whatever. I'm trying to size him up. Sit down in the corner. One of the boxers was like, man, if you hit him with this overhand right, he can't see it. I was like, okay. We go back out. I hit him with overhand right. Boom. He goes all the way back into the other corner, and then he drops to one knee, and then he stands up. The ref goes over to him. He's like, you all right? He says, I can't feel my legs.
Wow.
He said, oh no. We're not going to have this. And that was it. I win the base champion. I win the base tournament at 139.
Wow.
We have a smokers. We invite like people from all over Virginia. So some people came from Northern Virginia, right? And they had this kid. He was 17 years old. Coach Hunter come to me and say, you feel good about boxing 147? Who? I'm looking at the kid. I'm like, he got tattoos, muscles all over the place. He was like, he's 17, you 21. Come on now. I was like, I'm good. I get in the ring, 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds. He run out of gas in the third round. Now I'm practicing my Sugar Ray Leonard, stuff on him. So I'm hitting him with the 20 punch combinations, throwing my hands together, and
Crazy, man.
I'm having fun. They gave me the win. I couldn't knock him out. When they gave me the win, they was Coach Hunter was like, "What the hell was that?" Look, I hit him with everything I had the first 2 rounds. He didn't go down. So when he ran out of gas, I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna practice. And it was like that. Coach Hunter was like, I'm gonna go talk to your athletic director on the ship and the captain and see if I can't get you to the Armed Forces tournament. He's like, the reason why is because you already fight like you're a pro. You don't fight like you're an amateur.
Yeah.
As an amateur, it's volume. You slow people down with your jab. I got long arms.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was quick, my jab was quick. So think about it. You stepping into the jab, and your arms is like 6-7 inches shorter than mine. So I'm hitting you with the jab as you trying to come in. I'm keeping you away with the jab. And that's how I fought.
Yeah.
And so he was like, you'll slow any boxer down because of your jab.
Yeah.
He had me in the ring with a pro. The dude, he was about to have his like 6th fight. He was like, Coach Hunter, who you got here that I can't hit? He's like, Jackson. He put me in the ring. This dude was trying to kill me. When I say he was trying to kill me, he was throwing everything at me. Like at the end of the first round, like, Coach, I can't hit him.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I put you in the ring with him. I remember he got a call. He's like, Jack, you want to make some money? I was like, what? Sweet Pea Whitaker needs some sparring partners. Remember, I'm in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach. So yeah, I made a little bit of money sparring with Sweet Pea Whitaker,
Yeah.
you
Wow.
know. And so, but my captain said, "Nah, Petty Officer Jackson, he not leaving the ship. I understand he did this, he did that, but he not leaving the ship."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on a 6 month cruise. I'm upset. However, you know, they sent me to A school and I was gone. You know, in the middle of the cruise, I'm flying out. I'm flying back to the States. So, but yeah, I had so much fun in the Navy, and I'm talking about boxing, football, basketball. I remember we went to the court one day, and my ex-wife said, "You was talking a whole bunch of trash, talking about you ain't leaving till it's time for you to go. You talking trash to the team on the sideline." I was like, "I really was saying all that?" She's like, "Yeah." I get in the game and I come down on a fast break. Mind you, I'm 5'7". I got some hops and I go up and I go up and I dunk it. Dude was underneath me. I said, boom! I dunked the ball, and people don't know this. If you ever dunk the ball, even in the open or on somebody,
Hmm.
something electric go through your body.
It does, man. It
Something.
does.
Man, when I did that and it came through my body, I was like, ooh. 3 games straight, we ain't lose. Now, mind you, check this out. Old Dominion basketball team that came out there to play.
Hmm.
Yeah, we mopped them off the court too.
Yeah.
And I I got back to the ship and I talked to the cook. Cook 6'5", right? My man, he was like, bro, when you went up, we didn't think you was gonna stop going up.
I noticed you said you went up and you went up.
Yeah, he said, bro, when you throwed it down, that was it. You demoralized everybody on the sideline and in the game. I remember on my second ship, uh there was a guy there. I can't remember his name, but we was playing the game. We were playing the Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney is the best ship basketball wise in the fleet.
Wow.
So we playing them, right? We playing him, and boy, he was an OS, operation specialist.
Hmm.
He get the ball baseline and he go up with 2 hands. Boom! I was like, oh my God, we playing above the rim tonight. I'm on the sideline talking cash trash, right? Because I'm a player coach.
Right, right. That's how I was
I'm
in
a
my
player
fourth
coach.
grade. Yeah, when I was playing
Yeah,
corporate basketball. Yeah.
right. My mama still got the newspaper clipping of when we went to France and we played.
Hmm.
We beat them by 30 points. It was a semi-pro team. I'm in the picture, you know. We get back to the ship. The athletic director, he's supposed to be the coach, but he couldn't get off. He had duty, so I coached the team. I get back. He comes to my office. I heard you were saying some outlandish stuff on the sidelines yesterday. Who told you that? Everybody on the basketball team told me that.
Yeah.
I was like, I was just talking trash. That's
Uh-huh.
it. Well, remember we in the military, we got to conduct ourselves a certain way, and this, that, and the third. They go to play. What country was we in? We was in Ukraine, and
Wow.
we was playing a semi-pro team there. I got duty, so I can't leave the ship. They come back to the ship. They come to the office the next day. They was like, athletic director was sounding like you on the sidelines. I was like, for real? I said, bro, we was down by 10. He started talking trash to the other coach. I was like, for real? It's like, man, he was like, I don't even know why he even came to you talking to you. He was almost as worse as you. I think he said more curse words than you did. But yeah,
Oh man.
my second shift, I had some talent on that second shift.
Yeah, yeah.
I had some talent. But look, man, it's after 12. I ain't mean to hold you that long, but
Oh man, I enjoyed the conversation, man.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got to come up there to visit, bro.
Yeah, and I got to come your way too. I told my wife, I said, next time we head to Georgia, because sometimes I go to Georgia on speaking tours for Trump.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What part you be in?
Well, I'm usually in Atlanta. Derek Gibson is originally from Atlanta, but he's in New York most of the time too. He has automotive shops in both places. So Derek Gibson works inside. He's one of the Proud Boys. He works inside.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, he works inside with Trump, and
okay. Well,
so he ends up
I'll,
allowing us.
if you coming down, I'll see if they having a car show out there. I'll see if if they willing to let me come and do loudest exhaust.
Yeah. Well, if they ain't, man, when I know if I'm coming that way, because
Cause
these
look,
last two
I'm
summers.
hours. I'm
Mhm.
4 hours from Atlanta. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Wow.
I'm on the East Coast. Like,
Okay. Well, you know what, man? Sometimes I go like, okay, so last year I did two speaking gigs with him. One was Atlanta, one was Miami, Florida. So
oh shoot.
when I do that Miami trek, I'm closer to the coast going down
Yeah,
Miami.
if you on your way back, on your way back, just stop by.
How far are you from 95?
95. I'm actually 30 minutes from 95. However, if when you come back into Georgia,
Yeah.
uh, exit 57, I'll bring you to my house. Exit 69, I'll bring you to my house. Exit 76 will bring you to my house. If you get to exit 84, it'll bring you to my house, but you done went a little too far. That's the long way to my house.
If I get to 84, I'm gonna stay on the gas.
Yeah, it's an exit basically. That
Yeah.
those are exits.
Okay. Well,
But
when I get ready to come back down that way, we'll make time, man. We'll just take an
yeah,
extra day on it because normally I swoop in. I usually get to the hotels. I swear I don't care what time I leave, what time I plan on getting there. If I go from here to Atlanta or from here to Miami, I end up in the hotel somewhere between 4 and 4:30 every time I have to do these speaking gigs for Trump, right? So
right.
I ended up Miami I hit about 4:15, 4:20 last year.
Hmm.
Atlanta, I think my last time. Well, I take that back. My last time to Atlanta, we drove down. The engagement was on Saturday evening, so me and my wife
Okay.
left early enough that I got to Atlanta by 2 o'clock. We checked in the hotel, and then I went to the gig at about 5. We hung in the hotel, and then we had to speak at this. I guess the purpose is to try to reach communities that don't look like they're gonna come out for Trump. So
That's right. That's right.
we go into like a nice dive that's kind of like a bar club, but it's pool tables, uh,
Okay.
good old Southern cooked food,
That's
man. And
that's dudes where I'm at.
yeah, a lot of folks look like us hanging out in it. Man, them people actually stopped and listened to us. So
Okay.
when I had the chance to speak, then I wasn't scheduled to do Miami with him because Roger Stone, Judge Joe Brown. I mean, these are all the people that with us. Gerald Wilkins was supposed to join us on the Miami hit, but he didn't. But Enrique did from the Proud Boys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so Enrique was with us in Miami. So I walked off the platform after I spoke in Atlanta, man, and I brought it. My thing is to bring not only Constitution and country, but the Bible, the
That's right.
Bible, how it's
That's
all
right.
integrated from the Bible, and how it. I got off that thing, man. I spoke about 7 minutes. Gibson looked at me. He says, "You will be with me in North Miami." He said, "Man, he said you just rocked this place to its core." I said, "Really?" To me, I'm just speaking what I normally do, and sometimes I'm concerned I don't give it like I need to. He said, "Man, speaking like that," he said, "Yeah, you probably can look forward to getting paid."
You need to ask him. man, we need to stop in Savannah
Okay.
because I'm 35, 40 minutes from Savannah.
What I'll do is when
Because yeah, that's a Democratic stronghold there.
yeah,
We
when
need
he
to come
starts
back
getting it set up, this for this tour, if he does one this year, which I'm hoping he does, I'll talk to him. I'll say, hey man, I got a friend that wants us to stop in Savannah, but now he's gonna have to try to get you or somebody local or you and a team of people to set it up. You know, as long as somebody whoever wants it can get it set up. So like I'm gonna try
this.
to set one up here in New Bern this year too if he does it.
Okay, the best in this area is car shows.
Okay. Okay.
It's car shows.
So
So
Michael. Normally he's the guy that wear with the wavy hair pulled back in the ponytail, black guy, blacks for Trump.
okay,
He's the
okay,
guy with blacks for Trump. Always talking about Cyrus and them from the Bible and all that.
right,
Right.
right,
When we were at his house in Miami,
right.
we were in his backyard, man. It was like being in Miami Vice. Like his backyard went down into the canal with the beach.
Oh my goodness!
People are riding,
Right.
skateboards and stuff.
Skis and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and big food trucks and stuff. Hey, look, man,
Oh,
it was off the charts. And I mean, we down there with some show enough black folk, man. I mean, it was right, it was real, but it was a cool gig, man. And there we are. I had to send you pictures of us standing there together. It was me, Enrique, Michael, and Gibson, man. I'm telling you what. And three out of the four are Proud Boys. I'm the only one that won't. But I love them guys. And what I like to do is take that picture and say, y'all heard of that white supremacist group Trump guy called the Proud Boys? Yeah, them old white supremacists. I said, look, hey man, hey, check out this picture of me. I said, now the guy in the black cowboy hat, that's me. You saw me on the black cowboy hat on one of the videos, right? I wore
right.
that hat down there. I said, you know who them other three guys are? They said, nah, man, who was that? I said, those are three of the Proud Boys. Ain't now one of them white. You've been lied to. I said, now if you can't believe me and I'm standing there in the picture, then you keep believing the lie. No, I said, yeah, well, if you don't believe it and you see me in the picture with them, then you keep believing that Trump is a racist and that the group called the Proud Boys is a white supremacist group. I'm not telling you there are no white people in the group. What I'm telling you is these are the funniest looking white supremacists I ever seen. Two Negroes and a Puerto Rican Jew.
Right, and the
You
Puerto Rican run everything. Yeah,
And he the head honcho. He Puerto
he's
Rican. I
head
mean,
honcho.
so just as bad as Trump is at being a racist, these jokers here is bad at being white supremacists. I just want to tell you.
That's great. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, this is the car show season. It's starting up right now.
Right.
So if you guys are coming, it's midterm. So Savannah, you hit Savannah.
You gotta hit that.
All I gotta do is talk to RCAC. I talk to my group and be like, hey, can we get a car meet or a car show done? Or I talk to my man William Bannon. Is doing in April. He's doing a big bass show at Tanger Outlet, which it's in Chatham County, and then he's doing another one in October,
Okay.
and it's at the same location. If y'all, man, that's where you need to be. Savannah is where you need to be.
Okay.
If you're going to get black folks to come out and vote Republican
Yeah.
instead of Democrat.
Okay. Well, let me talk to DG when he send me, what he already got as a schedule, and then we always fill in blanks as we go. Let me talk to DG if we're gonna do it this year, and I hope we will because it's important. It's midterm. I will
Mhm.
I will call you and say, all right, Kung Fu, get it set up for about, and I'll tell you what the dates are of everything else, and then we'll coordinate together with Gibson, man.
I mean, I can, like I said, I can get. I'll drive. Remember, I drove to Macon. Macon is only 45 minutes from Atlanta, so I can, if you guys gonna be there, if it's at the football season, yeah, I'll take the trip.
It won't be till the summer.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, last year it was August, and then I did. No. Last year was July in Atlanta, and then August in Miami. The year before, we were, I want to say June in
Mm.
Atlanta, and that's where we spoke right out in front of the Capitol building, right there on that nice, big
Okay,
open,
okay,
you
okay.
know what I'm saying? It's got the wall behind you with the, yeah, and right across from the Capitol building, right there in front.
All right.
So that's where, I saw what's her name, Angela Stanton King, do her speech right there, and I was like,
Okay.
when me and my wife showed up, I said, this spot looks really familiar, and I said, that's the wall that was behind Angela Stanton King in that speech she did about Trump and when he, got her free from prison and did, all the other stuff he talked. And
Hmm.
I said, that's that wall. So I pulled the video up real quick. I said, I thought she was on a parking deck. This is where she was. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. We had a ball out. It was hot that day, but we had black people unregistering from the Democrat Party, registering Republican before we even started speaking. We're
Now,
still setting up, and people line up at the table going, yo, man, I'm tired of this SHI.
mm,
I got grandchildren and children to worry about.
mm.
Yeah, so they
Now
were registering.
there's a kid here, former Marine. He's got a school now for disadvantaged boys.
Mm,
As and it's King something. His name is King something. I can't remember, but he was able to buy a building to start his school. He's in Albany.
okay.
He's in Albany. I don't know if you guys, if I'm quite sure your group knows who he is because he was on Knucklehead's show. Martin, Roland Martin. He was on Roland Martin's show.
Lord have mercy.
He was on Roland Martin's show, and Roland Martin tried to how would I say? Roland Martin tried to uh, discount what he was doing.
Of course. Yes, yes, yes. I remember that kid. I remember
Yeah.
that interview. Yes. Oh man, that thing had me so mad, boy. And that young
Mhm.
brother just held steady as a rock and put Roland Martin in his place. Man,
Yeah.
it was he should have never even done another video after that.
Yeah. So like I said, I donated to his cause. He's doing good things with the boys.
Okay.
He's
Good.
really doing good things with the boys. So, but yeah, man, um, there's a lot of stuff going on down here, and car shows is how you can reach the people.
Okay.
We're doing a car show next weekend at Latin Nation
Okay.
because we friends with the Latinos down here too.
Yeah.
And so, not next weekend, but March 14th. Uh, the next show is in June. It's in June. It's hot out here. We doing that show at Bryan Commons, which is in Hinesville. Big open fields, got a stage and all that good stuff.
Okay.
And then the last show is Fall Fest, hosted by Thunder at the Castle. Thunder at the Castle is my show.
Okay.
But this year I was like, I want to incorporate it with the RCAC. Um, I normally have it there's an actual castle here in the area
Hmm.
in Little Wissy that I normally throw the show at. And when I say actual castle, it looks like a castle.
Okay.
And I done eight shows there. I done 8 shows at that spot, and I've always paid the same amount, $700. But this year, we getting spots for free. Ain't no need to put out no money if I ain't got to put out no money.
Okay.
And so, but those are the three. I'll get you the actual dates
All right.
just so maybe y'all, man, if y'all swing by, oh my goodness. If
Yeah.
you come to the Thunder at the Castle show, it's a night show. So you're gonna see SPL, Loud Exhaust, me and my guys doing our thing, like at the show that I was at last night.
Yeah.
But then, but then they want to do a boxing thing.
Okay.
I got a friend of mine. He got a ring. He already does it. He does it down in Brunswick. I got to get with King and ask him how much it cost for us to rent the ring. But then I was like, you're gonna have to get people that want to get in there and box each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to do it, but who you gonna get to get in there and beat each other up? And so that's part of it. And then after that, we're gonna have live entertainment. There are artists down here, man, that yeah, we're in the sticks, this Hinesville, but
Yeah.
you know, you still want to show your stuff. I be trying to get my daughter to come out. We do a Wednesday night open mic. I be like, Ashley, just come. You ain't got to compete for the trophy or the money.
Right.
Let people see your music.
That's it. That's it. Exposure is incredible, and I tell people all the time when I was teaching music, man, I was an independent instructor. So when I was teaching high school bands, I told them, I said, my first 3 or 4 years, I did band camps for free. I said,
Wow.
I just laid it out. I said, but and I'm coming from the professional art form of marching band, which was drum and bugle corps. I said, but I did my first, 84, 85, and 86. I did band camps free. I had that was the first time I was going to get paid, but they hornswoggled me. I said, but after I got through 89, when I started teaching drum corps, not only after performing but teaching, then I'm at world class level brass instruction, brass and marching instruction.
Right.
I named my price, baby. And so 1988, I rolled on out and with a national finalist high school band that competed in Bands of America. I said after that, I said, but it doesn't bother me even when I look back. I go, I had to get my name out there.
Right.
I'm a newcomer on the scene, though I have this experience, but do I have the experience teaching like that? So, and they didn't know, most of them still didn't understand. Well, I started actually instructing high school bands when I was still a senior in high school. I went out of our county, a couple of counties over, to teach a high school band that was going to a spring competition on my spring break. So a
Wow.
former band director of mine in high school, when I was a senior in high school, paid me to go to his school and teach for a whole week while I was out of school for his band to go to this spring competition. And people were like, nah, man, you're kidding me. I said, no, I didn't spend spring break my senior year at the beach with my friends like I wanted to. I said,
Right.
I started getting that experience. So that was the spring of 1984. I graduated in June of 84. When I graduated, I had just come back from a plane of conducting and competing in my first international drum and bugle corps competition in Bayonne, New Jersey. Flew home, graduated, flew back up to Long Island, New York, and went on a world tour. My next show was in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And I tell people, I say, and so, even after all of that, I still did my first few teachings, all except that very first one. But I did my first few getting into it like I needed to for free. And I said, but after that, I named my price, and not nary person ever refused it. And they had championship high school bands. I taught drum corps. I taught indoor winter guard, and I said nobody ever refused my contracts. So let some humble pie stay with you. Your daughter need to get on out there. Hey, just get out there and show your stuff. You don't have to compete like Daddy said. Just get out there and just get your face in the picture.
Right.
So, but anyway, man, I'm gonna get on out of here. I gotta hit that 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh shoot. Yeah, it's real late.
Yeah, I got to hit that 6 a.m. in the morning. I know you got, you get to sleep till 9. So
I know I get to sleep till 8.
you made me mad. You got to put me on your job, brother, because that's about my time I need to sleep too.
Look,
Like 8,
I
6.
sell cars, bro.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I
at the
sell
other end of the dealership, so I start working at 8, getting them in the shop, and you coming in at 9 to do the sales, right?
There it is.
You make
Look.
me mad. But
I
you there
thought,
later than I am, though. So
yeah, yeah.
so when you do, okay,
I'm trying to play this song and it ain't trying to play.
it's playing. I hear it.
Oh, God's eyes. You can hear it?
Yeah.
I can't hear
Let me get
it.
this.
Let me ask you this. Like, was you ever a crowd out record or anything like you? A
Yeah,
minister of
well,
music?
well, well, yeah, I did for we did a choir at our corporation that I took it out. But I also don't do all the vocal for the music at our church. I always start with all of your hosts.
Wow. So he gone. You got your son stuff? No, that's Dax.